Hi everybody, that's Black Gnat thread, and so you need scissors and hack pliers, dubbing tool, loop tool. This uses ice dub, which is sort of a strange material. I'll show it to you in a second. Whip finisher, of course, hackle pliers. And for materials, this is a size 14 hook right here. You don't have to. Generally, I use an 18. That seems to be the best size for this particular unit. But do what you like, right? Depends on the fish in your neighborhood. Whatever hook size seems to get them, use that one. And then let's see, one grizzly hackle, and again the appropriate size for your hook. The fiber should go gap and a half. I don't pay attention to the rules like that, but that's what theoretic. Right? That's them telling you what to do. Don't listen to them. Rise up against them. And then some white Antron sparkle yarn. And that's it. Guy who invented this, he wanted to tie a cruelty-free fly, which is kind of weird, right? Because that's sharp, and it goes in the mouth of a living creature. But, nevertheless, he didn't think a bird should have to die, or a squirrel or whatever, rabbit, whatever, should die for his hobby. So he leaves the hackle off. I put a hackle on. It just stays afloat better. So let's continue wrapping in the back. First thing we're gonna do is make this dubbing loop. All right. To where the barb would be, we're tying barbless, of course. As should everybody. What you do is you can get complicated or not, which I don't with this, but what you do is you sort of, you take some thread, so I don't know, what is that, about 4 to 6 inches of thread. Your bobbin's clear down, right? Put your index finger right in the middle, come back up and around till it sort of catches. You don't even have to do that. I mean, that's even too complicated. And just, until you got a loop. Wrap until you have a loop. And then, I don't know if you can see this, but you put your dubbing loop tool sort of on the, you go show, right? And it just holds the thread apart is all, right? Now you can just let that hang with your bobbin. Okay, now you get your ice dub, and here it comes. This is the stuff, and this is why he's able to call it Old Gregg. G-R-E-G-G, not just one, but 2 G's. But here's the stuff, that's it. And it makes a real fuzzy body, and a fuzzy, sparkly body, I guess would be the way to put it. And that's some of the reason it's, again, look up Old Gregg on the YouTube, and use the Google to find it. Okay, so, all right, so what you do is you put a sparse amount, right, of dubbing material in your dubbing loop, and then you twist it, right, and you turn it. Pretty soon you'll have well, they call it a dubbing brush, but it's it becomes one tough piece of thread, right? You've got thread doubling up around your dubbing material. Okay, so, and then you grab your hackle pliers, which I've got my rotary ones right here. You can use whatever kind you like. It doesn't matter. You don't even have to use them if you don't want. And you just sort of, right, you wrap up to about 2/3, right? 2/3 of the, make sure it doesn't get caught on the hook, of course, because, it'll block the hook. What I forgot to do, of course, is move the thread back up, which I'm going to do now. No. 2/3 hook shank. I'm sorry, I guess I'd be 1/3 back, 2/3 up. And here comes that brush again. Sorry, oh, dang it. Darn it. Yeah, so, right? Do what I'm doing. I think that's the nature of instruction, right? It's do what that dude's doing, because he knows how to do it. And then you just tie off your string like that, right? And, if you don't like that big bushy thing there, the body, I do. myself. It's like Christmas time. But, you know, if you don't, you can trim it, of course. Another thing I like to keep around, you can use scissors or whatever, but I use the seam ripper, right? And you just put pressure on the thread, right? Pow. And it doesn't cut anything else. Just whatever you put pressure on. So, and then, you know, I tie this down, right? Okay, now you get your Antron. White Antron, sparkle yarn, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters, really. It's like, it's your daily dose of Nihil. Or, is that how you would say that? I don't know, but, okay, it's coming, I promise. I just didn't make it, I didn't prepare well enough for you today. So here it comes, all right? Yeah, right? It's the same material you would use for like a post, right? Or something like that for a parachute pattern. But usually, you know, when you tie in a wing going backward, like a caddis or whatever, it's at the above the bar, right? This one goes this is shank length, moved 1/3 back, right? So right there. See, kind of like that. Okay, here it goes. You know, the pinch thing that everybody yaks about, and just, you know, tie it in there. And the great thing about this is just you can trim it till you think it looks cool. That's sort of what I do. That's too much wing, I think. So I'm gonna trim it just a bit. I'm gonna do an experiment real fast. Sorry to do that. Well, okay. So what? I'm pulling it. I guess this is part 2. I don't know what happened there. Sorry, but. So we're tying in that Antron. And all right, cut that. Tie that back. Right as I experiment, you know, you guys didn't get to see that. So, you know, that long or this long, you can have your wing, or this long, right? Maybe, there you go. So run along your vise. Get up to the, and then shoo, and that looks about perfect, I think. All right, now your hackle. Okay. Pretty, you know, how this is. So we're in part 2 now. Man. I am. Okay, so now tie down. La, 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 la. And bring it to the front where you're gonna finish it, your thread, I mean. And then just, you know, wrap your hackle, standard fashion. Here it comes. And it's 1.5 gap hackle. Why? Not the greatest eyeball, you know? Awesome. So what, 5, I guess? And of course, this is precious hackle, so darn it. Oh, okay. There's that tied off. 1, 2, and 3. And then, remember I was showing you that in the epic part 1? You just push, right? And that way you won't clip any hackle fibers. Blow. Okay, at viola. There it is, all tied in. So now, what I like to do with a hackle that close to the hook eye is sort of put a half hitch on there, and you can do this like with the end of a ballpoint pen or whatever, and then you sort of push it over there, right? And it holds all the hackles back so that you can do a clean whip finish. I use this. There's all kinds of whip finishers. You can use your fingers if you want. I've seen people hand whip finish. It's pretty, dang it, pretty awesome, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is good enough. I like that number. And there it is. That is Old Gregg. Now, if you want to, you don't have to, but I'm not going to just because this is precious hackle. But you can go to the barb, right? Or I'm sorry, go to the point of the hook and just sort of snip off the bottom parts of the hackle. It'll ride a little lower in the water. Get the hook down there for the fish. So there it is. Thanks much for your attention. I hope I can splice this. I doubt I can. I am questioning my abilities, and I'm shooting for that trifecta today too. So it's early yet. I think I can do it. So I will talk with you soon, literally on the podcast. So long.